Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Mid-Atlantic Modeling League Spike Magazine Trophy. We are in week number 1 of 9 in regulation, and we've got game number 2 for you up right now tonight. It's going to be a super duper fun one. Tonight we've got the Gitz versus the Pipstars, Cobblestorm versus Dead Fred, Goblins versus Lizards. Let's take a look at the standings real quick before we take a look at the two teams for this evening. SP Beaver says, this team terrifies me. Me too. In Division A, in first place is moving the NC Snakes. They're a Dark Elf team. They're 1-0-0. With the World of Cheese, an Elven Union team coached by James Like Snacks in second place. And in third place are the Wasabazons, coached by War Horseman. They're an Amazon team. In Division B, currently in first place is Ian's the Discomancers. They're a Necro team. They're 1-0-0. Berserker Tempests, Vesuvian Lavabacks. They're a Lizard team, and tied for second place with Odin and Snuffle, a Norse team coached by Clypheus. And over in Division C, in first place, Ajax's the Fishy Fiends. They're a Chaos Renegades team. They're 1-0-0 with a TD diff of +4. Galeshi's Birds of a Feather won their game earlier this evening to advance into second place. They're an Elven Union team. They are also 1-0-0. And tied for third place, everybody else, because they haven't played their games yet. All right, the home team this evening will be the Gitz, coached by Cobblestorm. They have 16 players on their roster. 2 are out this week due to injury. They'll start with 14, and yet their TV is only 930,000 gold. They have a Looney, they have a Fanatic, they have a Hooligan, they have 2 Trained Trolls, and a bunch of linemen. 6 dedicated fans. Who doesn't love this team? And 2 rerolls. They're going to be up against the Lizards of the one, the only, the Pipstars, coached by Dead Fred. They're coming in a TV of 1,320,000 gold. That's 390,000 gold. That's 390,000 gold. That can afford a person, a certain person. We'll see. I don't think he's going to take a morgue, but he could afford a morgue. What is that? 12 players on the roster here for the Lizards. Gonna Get Respect is probably my favorite name of the team. They're great names. The number 1 player for the Pipstars is, of course, none other than Hall of Famer Pippy, the Skink Runner. He is a blodger. 1 Crocs on the roster, all 6 Sarses, 5 of which have picked up the block skill already, and then a bunch of Skink Runners to round out this roster. 1 Oppo, 3 dedicated fans, 2 rerolls. How are these two teams gonna play tonight? We already talked about how Lizards play a little bit in that interim quarter that we watched with Spire's Lizard team, Philosopher's Song. But again, so you can see here a little more clearly, these Skinks, they're fast, MA8, very, very fast, but they are weak with a strength of 2, and they're brittle with an AAV of 8. They do have the dodge skill. They are stunty. That means they can easily dodge and get to where they want to be. You tend to want to kit out one as a ball carrier. He's got sidestep on Slim Scaly and maybe another one as a Fowler, and he's done just that. Zippy Von Schleichen is the sneaky Git. That means if he doesn't get anything out of his foul, he will not get sent off, even if he rolls doubles. Moob says bribery and corruption. What's their team? No, I'm sorry. SP Beaver says what's their team ability? Yeah, it's bribery and corruption. So you can re-roll nat ones on Argue the Call. You get half price bribes, and you get I think 2/3 price bias refs. But yeah, so this is a team that they have a lot of strength, and against goblins, I mean, that's great. Block and strength, you'll be getting 3-die blocks maybe, and you'll want to start pummeling those goblins into the ground. The problem, of course, is keeping those skinks alive, and you may say to yourself, well, he's up against goblins. What's the problem? Why can't he do that? Look at that. They're all strength 2. That's terrible. That's awful. Look at that. AV 8+. Ugh. How are they going to stay alive? Well, they may not stay alive, but here's how they're going to murder this, potentially murder this Lizard team. And that is because goblins have lots of tricks up their sleeves, right? So on this roster is a secret weapon, the Looney. This is a chainsaw player. He's not rolling block dice against you. He's just going straight armor roll against you. He gets a +3. A +3. You have the Fanatic, strength of 7. 7! The problem is he's going to choose an orthogonal direction to move, and then he'll randomly move into one of those 3 squares. he will knock down, he will hit rather on a block whoever's in that space, friend or foe, standing or prone. But if you can get the knockdown on a Fanatic, guaranteed removal off the pitch. Has the Hooligan as well. This is a natural fouler. Unfortunately, the Hooligan will not be starting tonight. And also, I think, critically, losing this Blodger here, gonna get a job, will be out. That's the one player with the block skill on this roster. He will not be playing tonight. He'll have to pick up, well, no, he won't pick up a journeyman because he has lots of players on this roster. Doesn't have one big guy, has the two big guys in the trained trolls. Another thing to watch out for is, you know, these goblins are tiny. They all have the right stuff. These trained trolls can chuck a goblin. You can chuck a goblin to score a touchdown. You can chuck a goblin as artillery. So lots of tricks up their sleeve. As mentioned in chat, they also have this here, bribery and corruption. That means they get half price bribes, so they're almost certainly going to pick up a number of bribes tonight and a number of star players. You can pick up the 2-star players. You can certainly pick up Bomber Dribbles Not for 50k. Great value, great player. This is another Bombardier, very similar to Cindy Pie Whistle that we saw earlier this evening. He can afford Morgenthor, but that's going to eat up effectively all the money available. I don't know if he actually wants a Morg. Might take something else. Could take a Wizard and a couple of bribes. We'll see what Cobblestorm decides to do with that petty cash. There's a number of ways to go with it. Ripper Bolgrot also is a great pick. 250k, can easily afford that. Can still, oh no, he'd be 10k shy of the Wizard if he picks up Ripper. But Strength 6 with Mighty Blow +1 is awesome. So a number of options in the inducement phase. We'll see what he decides to do. I'm going to stop yammering. We're going to get into the second game now. Looks like clear skies for game number 2 tonight. Staying alive, that's not one of their goals. Now those secret weapons mean, like the Fanatic and the Looney, they only stay out on the pitch for a single drive unless you use a bribe to keep them on the pitch or you successfully argue the call with the ref. So that's something to keep in mind. Also with the Chainsaw player, he has to roll a d6 first. The Looney has to roll a d6. On a 1, the Chainsaw kicks back on the Looney and hits himself. Whenever he gets knocked down, whether it's on the kickback or on a block, he has a chainsaw in his hand. So that +3 hurts him as well. Goblins can also pick up pogoers, guys on pogo sticks. Look at that Fanatic. They can pick up hang gliders. They have lots of tricks. Lots of fan factor tonight. This is how you pick up your money. So when you build a new team, you don't want to skimp on the fan factor. 390k, there it is for the Gunner Gitz. How will Cobblestorm spend all this petty cash? You see bias referees 80k instead of 120k, and the bribes are 50k instead of 100k. He's going, Morg! Let's go! Let's go! Morgan Thorg takes to the pitch this evening. Morg is great. Morg is a fantastic pick. Pipstars win the coin toss. They're going to receive to start with. That means the Goner Gitz are going to be on defense to begin. Morgan Thorg, where are you, my man? Look at this, guys. MA6 is fine. Strength 6, fantastic. Edge 3+ on Strength 6, are you kidding me? AV 11+, that's Treeman territory. Has block, that's awesome. Thick Skull, why not? And Mighty Blow, but that's not a Mighty Blow +1, my friend. That is a Mighty Blow +2. He gets a +2 to his armor or his injury roll, whichever you need it for. Absolutely fantastic player. Move says, I'm so concerned about getting morgued myself. My TV shot up to like 1350 after that last game. Getting morgued. I'm going to start integrating that into my daily life. Yeah, guys, I was working on this feature. I don't know. I don't know. There's a problem on the back end of the server. You know what? I got totally morgued. I just got totally morgued. All right, 3 on the line in box formation for the defense. The Pipstars to set up their offense. 5 on the line currently. Probably will end up with 2 skinks back to receive. Pips Pippy is the blodger, number 1 on the roster. Black Wolf says, the worst part is people will just smile and nod thinking they're out of the loop. Man, I just got morgued. Oh, yeah, that's terrible. Here's the kick. Shallow kick. Shallow kick, and we're going to be in very sunny weather. So passing this ball is going to be difficult. The sun's going to be in these players' eyes. I don't think we're going to see too much passing tonight. We might, especially on the Goblin team. It's going to end up being a touchback here on the shallow kick. It's going to go in the hands of Zippy Von Schleichen, trying to get some more SPP on this level 2 skink. Turn 1 underway. 2-die block against Gonna Get a Win. Gets a pal out of this. Sir Crocs-a-Lot on the block. Needs an 8+. No armor break. I really want to work in morgue in my next meeting. Move says you'll certainly be able to recognize other Blood Bowl players. That's very true. That's very true. If I work it in at like a restaurant and then the waiter's just like, oh man, yeah, boy, you play Blood Bowl? Yeah. A push by the Crocs into a 2-die block now by Get Wrecked on the Troll. Gets a knockdown here. 10+ breaks armor. No armor break. .45 seconds left on the clock here in turn number 1. Morgue, the answer to what would Brock Lesnar look like if you played Blood Bowl? 2-die block on the number 11 train troll. Remember, the Goblin team has 2 big guys on this roster. Gets the knockdown here. No armor breaks. So trying to keep that troll out of the drive. Here's the blitz. 2-die blitz on Gonna Get Strong. Double skulls. That's because he got strong. He got strong. Turn 1 for the Gunner Gets. Black Wolf says, I picture Ava going to a restaurant and ordering peanut butter and jelly. And not jelly, and celery. And Hot Pockets. You know what? If a restaurant offered that, I just might. I often say to friends of mine, whenever we go to restaurants, I'm like, I'll look at the dessert menu and I'm like, why doesn't anyone just offer yellow cake? Just Duncan Hines yellow cake with chocolate icing. That's all I want. Instead, it's like carrot sassafras peanut strudel with rice cake pudding coffee on it. And I'm like, well, I don't want that. I want yellow cake. That's all I want. Just give me yellow cake. I'll pay a premium for you to just make some Duncan Hines yellow cake for me. Where are you going for dinner, Paris? 2-die blitz by Morganthor. Got the pal. Gatorade. 8+ breaks armor on this Crocs. No armor break. The stream's now sponsored by Duncan Hines. The Looney's safe in the secondary currently. Is the Fnatic not on? Yeah, Fnatic's not on the pitch. Blitz has been spent, so that Looney's not going to be able to use his chainsaw on this turn. 17 seconds to go. Ajax the right says chainsaw foul. It could be. Three seconds to go in the turn for the Gunner Gitz. Advancing to the line. It is going to be a chainsaw foul, so +3 to this foul. +5 to this foul, excuse me, with the 2 assists. Gets the KO. Does not get called off the pitch. Let's go. One-man player advantage now for the Gunner Gitz. Boop says with Morgan on the pitch, the blitzing chainsaw foul is good. Yes, indeed. So remember, that chainsaw's giving you a +3. 2 assists on that foul, maybe that a +5. That's a removal. 1. Saris off the pitch. Turn 2 now for the Pipstars. Double skulls against the trained troll. Just the 2 rerolls. He's considering the null turn. I don't know if he can afford the null turn here. We'll see what Dead Fred decides to do. You can hear the loony revving the chainsaw. Is Dead Fred now smashing their head into the into the desk? Spent the reroll there. 1 reroll left for the half. Gets the knockdown on making friends. All right. Now the 3-die blocking. It's going to get a win. Gets a POW here. Looking for that 8+. 8+ is not a lot. 9's considered average. Good removal here. So now 1v1 on the pitch. 1v1 on the pitch. 10v10 on the pitch. Average, not average in terms of probability. Average in terms of like mean or median average with what players have what armor value. AV 9+ is actually in favor of the player getting blocked. So if you have a 9+, the odds are that you won't have your armor broken. It's a 1v1 situation. I would love that. If it just came down to like a showdown, I would just march my guy forward and we'll punch each other. 14 seconds left on the clock here for the Pipstars. Two-die block over in the left wide zone here. Gets a push out of this against Gotta Get Good. No, it takes the both down result. So was looking for the good trade there. So what he did there is he took the both down result. He said, you know what, this is going to be the end of my turn anyway. I'm not much interested in controlling the left wide zone. I have AV 10+, you have AV 8+. The odds are your armor is going to get broken, and indeed that's what happened. Got a stun out of it. Turn 2 now for the Gunner Gitz. A POW by Morgenthorpe. 8+ breaks armor. There's the armor break. Got the removal. Morgenthorpe in action. 1-man player advantage for the Goner Gitz. That is not even this game. But let's see what happens anyway. Oh, wonderful. Beautiful. Blitz by the loony, or foul, I should say, by the loony. Gets another armor break, does not get called off. Gets a stun. Very well done here by Cobblestorm. Fails a really stupid test over on the left side of the pitch. That troll's going to lose his tackle zones. Turn 3 back to the Pipstars. $20 seconds down on the clock. Pipstars with 1 reroll remaining for the half. They have the ball on their own 6-yard line. Who says Croc splits chainsaw? Perhaps so. The Crocs is free currently. Not marked by anyone. Two-die blocker gets gonna get that bread. Gets a push. 2-die blitz. So the blitz is going to be sent in the left wide zone here. Gets double pals. Oh, I got to get off my bud. 8+ will break armor. So the blitz spent on the number 8 lineman. Doesn't get anything out of it. Chainsaw's player is going to remain on his feet. Remember, what is happening right now? There we go. There we go. Oh, the 1-die block. I was going to say, because this troll lost that, failed that boneheader roll, this guy was not marked. He could have repositioned. All right, turn 3, back to the gunner. Gitz. They've got their chainsaw players still on his feet. Morg still threatening these lizards. 2-die block on Trixie Oh Go Really. The number 5 stars blocker gets a knockdown to armor break. Takes a mark on the Crocs. Blitz by Morg. 3-die blitz on Zippy Von Schleichen. Just a 6+ to break armor on this level 2 sneaky Git. There's the... Oh! Morg! Morg the murderer! Murdered the ball carrier. Just murked him. Blood for the blood god. Oh, 3-die block on Zippy Von Schleichen. Killed the poor guy. 2-die block on Sir Crocs-a-Lot. Gets a pal. That's right, that poor skink. He was gonna go home tonight. It was his son's birthday. He was gonna throw around the blood bowl. The blood bowl? The blood ball? The blood bowl ball. Another removal here. Says this is the problem with goblins, and it's that people tend to overlook. It's very easy to say, oh, they're strength 2, murder them. And while yes, that is true, all of these little tricks result in this. Turn 4 now for the Pipstars. That's true. That's very true. He was a sneaky Git. You know what? Forget about that guy. You could do better, Mrs. Von Schleichen. You could do a lot better. You know what? Her and Morg were already dating. Look, I'm sorry. 3-die blocking. It's got to get healthy. He gets a pal here. Stand up blitz. 3-die blitz against number 8. Gets a pal here. Or gets a knockdown, I should say. No, it gets a removal. All right. Where are we at? It's a 2 minus 4, so 2-man player advantage. he was tired of seeing Zippy mistreat her. He's just a good guy. Hank the Ranger says if he dies, we riot. Pipstars on turn 4 have 14 seconds remaining here. Ball's on the ground. Currently marked by Morgan Thorg himself. Good 3+ dodge by Pips Pippy to take a mark on the ball. Remember, Morg has a strength of 6. Very tough to get dice on Morg. 3+ dodge on the ball. Good pickup. Good pickup on Afraid of Morgan Thorg is Slim Scaly, the number 11 lineman. The Pipstars on the bonus clock. 7:10 remaining. You can see Cobblestorm in the picture-in-picture. Hey! 3+ dodge, 3+ dodge, Slim Scaly recovers the ball and retreats to the 14-yard line just inside the left wide zone. Comes back out of the left wide zone. Special says the commission has to prevent Pips from being dead. Oh, sadly, it's outside of my. It's not in my hands. It's in the hands of Nuffle. Woo! My word! Dodge, dodge, dodge. Wanted to get on the other side of Morgenthorg here. So Morg, remember, Morg does have a 3+ dodge. There's a mark on the ball carrier. 3 die block with Morg's. Gonna get a pal. 6+ breaks armor. See you later. See you later, little buddy. That is another removal. How many skinks remain? Is it just the 2? 2 skinks. Skinks are the only effective ball carriers on a Lizard team. 2 remain on the pitch. So 3-man player advantage for the Goblins. Right. There is one on the bench. And now the 2-die blitz against Slim Scaly is going to be a push. He'll re-roll this once the knockdown. He is going to get it with tackle. Very well done by Cobblestorm. Blitzed with the tackle player. Got the assist in place to make it a 2-die blitz. Tackle negates dodge. He's going to get the knockdown. And breaks armor to boot. It gets the removal. Unbelievable. Another removal. Very, very well played by Cobblestorm. 4-man player advantage now for the Gunner Gitz. SB Beaver says, I do not like this. He's ruining my chance to get Morg against the Lizards. So just one skink left on the pitch and just 3 left in the game. So 1 is knocked out, 1's in reserve, 1's on the pitch. Turn 5 now for the Pipstars. The second quarter begins. 0-0 is the score. The ball's on the ground on the Pipstars' own 18-yard line. It's center field. BB Nut says, I have a feeling I'm going to get Morg this season. Move says, any team with Morg on it is a Morg team. Mr. Rocker Crocker says, it's a Morg Goblin team. Hey, buddy, got a new build up and you get a chance for Android. Numbers are already incremented. Perfect. Minute to go here in turn 5. Rush, blitz, I'm gonna get struck, but failed the second rush on the blitz. Had to spend the final reroll. Gets nothing but a push out of this. The rush fails. Listen. You fail a rush. Tries to pick the ball up. You fail a rush 1 out of 6 times. That's 1 divided by 6. What does that work out to? I'll wait. Do the math. That's right. 900%. 900%. That's right. 9.00, 900%. Yep, that's right. Turn 5 for the Goddard Gitz. Very commanding drive so far. Making great use out of Morgenthorg here. Another thing to be mindful of, especially if you are a new coach. So you see Morg With that Mighty Blow +2, you may think to yourself, oh, this is a great way to remove players with high AV. And while that is true, it's also a great way to remove people with low AV, right? If you've got AV 8+ and you have a Mighty Blow +2, you make that a 6+. I mean, you're breaking armor. You're breaking armor. Every Did you know every dodge is a 50-50? Either it works or it doesn't. Move says if someone's nice, they can lower it to 99%. That's true. That's in the rule book. If someone is nice, they can lower it to 99%. Failed pickup here. Turn 6 now for the Pipstars. 3 turns left. They were on offense. They're probably pivoting to defense at this point, as they only have, I think, 4 players left on the pitch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Two-die block by Sir Croxalot only gets a push against Gonna Get Strong. He's been working out, man. He's gone to the gym every other day. He doesn't skip leg day. That's Fridays. He doesn't skip it. Three plus dodge by the skate by Pippy himself. Pips, that's a tackle player on the blitz. Pips. Oh, let me tell the players. Yeah, it looks like they already know what to do. So we will have to jump back into this game as well, because even when it starts working for them, it doesn't seem to update for us. So once they come back in, we'll hop back in as well. Nerf Zero says whoever has it on auto, turn it off auto. I thought auto made avoided the bug. All right, back in the game here. There's that. Wait, what? Oh, he must not have chosen yet. So we'll give it a few seconds. Oh, Nerf says allegedly you just need them to be the same. I see. So we'll jump back out here. Oh no. Oh no. What's going on? Is it us or is it them? I don't know. So it's still frozen. Oh no, it's not. Dead Fred's on the bonus clock. I guess Dead Fred's maybe deciding? Oh yeah, they're still trying to sort this out, it looks like. All right, so the coaches are trying to work it out. Hoop says tackles cobblestone decision. Why is this on Fred's clock? I suspect it's not. So what I think is happening, I don't know if this is true. What I think is happening is the client is ticking down that clock, but on the server it's not. But we'll have to see after this gets resolved. All right, there we go. So I think Dead Fred has just force quit the application. I blame Google. Smasher says gotta love the start of season bugs. Yeah. All right. So we'll see what happens here. Oh, he's still on the clock. Ooh. All right, I'm gonna hop out because I don't think it resets for us. I think we actually have to get jump back in. Okay, great. Wonderful. Oh no. Oh no. Ah. Oh boy. Yeah, maybe. I'll try anything at this point. Oh, I can't. I actually can't leave. So I can't escape out. Great. I hope I'm not the cause. New bug, you can never leave the game. Oh man, this is so frustrating. All right, so both coaches seem to have quit the application and restarted, and it hasn't fixed anything. So I have left, and then we'll see if that fixes something. So frustrating. So frustrating. So if this game ends up unplayable, we'll probably have to reschedule it. Well, we'll have to figure out what to do. It will probably be a reschedule. It's always tough when something out of the player's control causes the game to be unfinishable, because then it's like, well, what happens to all the SPP you've earned and the positioning and the advantage and the removals? So Dead Fred is reporting that nothing they click helps. Don't think it's us causing the problem. God, man. So, All right, so let me talk to the coaches here and see what's going to happen. Oh yeah, think I think the way we're going to rule this is if this can't proceed, we're going to have to reset the game. Unfortunately, it makes me sick whenever that has to happen. Yeah, I do want to see what happens when time runs out. Oh man, this is so. The problem is this is so. I can't do anything about it, but it's so unfair to the coaches, right? To reset the game because there's SPP that was earned, there's positioning that was earned, right? This game is in a state that was earned by the coaches. Game's finished on fumble. All right, I'm gonna back out now that the clock's been spent. All right, so we're back in. All right, so well, the clock's still not ticking down. All right, so somebody's paused. Yeah, it does look like it switched once the turn ran out, which is annoying. Hank the Ranger says, "Is Dead Fred's slush timer expired?" It is. Um, and now Cobblestorm's reporting that it's still locked. I'm gonna get out. Oh, that's right. I can't get out. God. All right. So we'll see what happens here. Sorry, I haven't been paying attention to chat. I've been looking at Discord, see how the coaches are going to proceed here. Yeah. So BB Nuts mentioned how Rebels investigating a monetary break past post patch. I think that's a good idea. I mean, I think we do need to, at the beginning of each season, just kind of see what broke. Yeah, it's just hurts my soul. All right, so it looks like if it is working, which it doesn't look like it is. All right, so I think what we're going to do here is, so Cobblestorm and Dead Fred have been discussing on Discord how they want to proceed here. If God, it looks like it's not working. If the game's working, looks like what the coaches agreed to do was Cobblestorm was going to have their clock expire so that there's no bonus time for either coach. Hold on. Oh boy. Yeah, so Cobblestorm, looks like the coaches have agreed that Cobblestorm will run down their bonus clock. Cobblestorm reports that they're in the game. Dead Fred is not, so Dead Fred's gonna Alt F4 and try one more time. Oh man. Remember when you couldn't pass the ball? That was fun. How does that look? Look, I don't mean to but even if you don't have regression testing, how how does it get released where passing doesn't work? I don't mean to be a jerk about it. All right. Let's see if the coaches can confirm it's working. Now I think the coaches have vanished into the ether. I'm not sure what's going on. Oh, good. All right. Oh, that was a nightmare. I mean, it's a video game. I guess it's not that bad, but Holy moly! All right. So it looks like what's going to happen if I understand Discord correctly. Which, by the way, you can come hang out in our Discord, and you too can try to figure out what to do when the game doesn't work. So I believe what's going to happen here is Cobblestorm is going to take their turn, and then have their bonus clock just tick down to 0. So the Discord channel doesn't work, and apparently what we missed was 2 Saurus dodges working. So, Dead Fred says he accepts the legal consequences. Yeah, the only thing I can guess, I'm old enough to know that this happens, but the only thing I can guess is that it is a team of mostly mostly like production crew, like, you know, developers, artists, designers, and there's probably little to no QA team, which is unfortunate. But even if there's no QA team, you would think, that I don't know. I have no idea. Software's complicated. I have no idea what's going on, but you would think somebody would do regression tests, or you'd have automated regression tests, or something like this feels like it would get caught in a unit test, you know, so I don't know. For sure. And I don't know what they're doing, but there is the right, like, especially with a video game, like, video games are very complicated. And, like, as developers, as I'm sure you're aware, when we test we have blinders on. So, like, we know the quote unquote happy path. And so we think we know what the edge cases are, or what, you know, some of the issues are, but we don't, because you get a tester. We think we did right. We have, well said, we have the curse of knowledge. So we think we did everything right. And then you get a tester in there for 14 seconds and they blow everything up. Yeah, I sadly, I think QA gets underappreciated. QA is in quality assurance testers, and I think a lot of companies just don't hire up a QA staff. All right, so we're gonna wait for this clock to tick down. Good sports all around by both coaches. It's not private information. It was in Discord, but I do think it's important to point out stuff like this. So Dead Fred was like, listen, I'll take the concession if you want. Like, you were doing very well. It's not fair for you to have to give all that back. And, Cobblestorm's response was, well, let's just see if we can get it to work. And if we get it to work, I'll just tick down my clock. Are you cool with that? And Dead Fred's like, yeah, I'm cool with that. So really good sportsmanship all around. I would never have tried to put the square in the circle hole, but they did. Exactly right. Exactly right. Where does the arch go? That's right. The square hole. Ajax the Riot says, my last job had an amazing QA tester. Unfortunately, one of the senior devs ignored her and pushed broken stuff anyway. I have such a low tolerance for that kind of stuff. Like, boy, yeah, that's no good. Like, so first of all, just from a human perspective, you're basically telling somebody that they're worthless, and that's not cool. I don't like that. But B, like, if it's my company, like, I'm paying this person for a reason, and you are deliberately cutting that out. Like, you're wasting my money. Like, don't do that. And C, you have such a lack of self-reflection that you can't possibly see how this tester has value that you don't. You know what I mean? Like, you are not the end all be all of software. You're a developer. You are important, but so is that tester. SP Beaver says we all have nightmares about that QA beam. Just for the record, everything's fine. We're waiting for the clock to tick down, and then we'll resume this game. Yeah, but testing is important, and I think a lot of companies undervalue testing because they say to themselves, they're like, well, look, our devs are testing. Well, your devs are quote unquote testing, you know, but there's still lots and lots of other testing that's probably not getting done. Just like a grandma's voice. Like, your devs, you know, your devs are probably doing, like, SP Beaver says, yeah, I've tested all the paths I thought of, but none of the ones I didn't. Exactly. And there's a ton of them, especially when you talk about video games. You know, I'm not saying video games are the most complicated thing, but they're really complicated. There's a lot going on, right? Your devs, you know, your devs might be doing unit tests, and that's great. A unit test, I forget, not everybody's. So a unit test is when you write code that will test a quote unquote unit of your code. So you have like a little, maybe you have something that turns a thing purple, and all it should do is turn that thing purple. So you write you write some code that just makes sure that it, at some sort of interval, usually when you make a new build of the software. Modern computer games are massively complex. Indeed they are. Yes, indeed. It's still turning that thing purple, right? So your developers are writing those, and that, well, hopefully they're writing those, and those are great. But, you know, you still have regression tests. That's when you test to make sure that things that were working are still working. You have integration tests. Does the turn thing purple function still work when it's interacting with other functions? You have functional tests, you have systems tests, you have load tests, you have acceptance tests. That's where you make sure that everything you did is actually what was supposed to be delivered, right? You have usability tests. Is that stuff even useful to the user? There's all sorts of different types of testing you can do. And I've never seen an organization do everything, but a lot of times companies don't do anything. So, Ajax the Rise says Undertale's dialogue was written in one switch statement. You want to know that? Well, that disturbs me, first of all. but you want to know a secret? I have not played Undertale yet. I own Undertale and Deltarune, and I haven't played them yet. Cobblestone says, my apologies to everyone over here as well. I'm quite tired and didn't realize I had 3 tackles hit the manual. No worries, Cobblestorm. Like, no worries at all. You've done nothing wrong. And as I mentioned, both you and Dead Fred have been absolutely stand-up coaches. So a lot of respect to you guys, and appreciate you guys sticking it out and finding out a solution. Overdue, really, yeah. BB Nuts, Iron Cynic says, how many of the employees at Cyanide actually understand the game as played? Not a loaded question, a real question, a non-software question. It's a fair question. I don't know. I'm not sure. BB Nuts says, I remember watching a Halo documentary for Halo 1 or 2, and they talked about making the Warthog 5 kilometers an hour faster, and it broke the game. Ever bump just killed the crew. Yeah, exactly right. Because like in a game like that, right? You've got a physics subsystem, and maybe making something faster interacts with the physics system. So now you're launching into space or something. You know what I mean? Like, it could. There's so many things that can happen. All right, this game will get back underway in 8 seconds here. I mean, Morg, really? How can you keep me in this league? All right, turn 8 for the Pipstars here. Final turn of the first quarter coming up. The Gunner Gitz have the ball in the hands of the Blodger. Gonna get healthy on the opposing 24-yard line right now. BBNet says, what's crazy is the OG Pokemon game is only 373 kilobytes. The thumbnails for my YouTube videos are 2 megabytes. Yeah, so I got started in my career in video games, and they are very near and dear to me. So one of the hobbies I've taken up is Atari 2600 development, just because I think there's something to be said for working around limitations, right? You can do some real like if there are limitations imposed upon you, there's a lot of magic and artistry, I think, in like trying to work around them. And I mean, like one of my favorite stories is Pitfall, made by a guy named David Crane. And the Atari 2600, you had 3 sprites. Sprites are like sort of built-in animations I get. Good touchdown here. The Gunner Gitz are gonna get on the board 1-0 here at the end of the first half. Very well played. Despite all the hullabaloo. And so you have 3 sprites. Sprites are basically like built-in animating graphics, I guess, 2D animating graphics. So you have a sprite for each player. Argues the call with the loony, and I assume he got called off. Yep, gets called off the pitch. No bribes due to spending all that money on. Didn't get. He needed every KO back here, man. This is gonna be tough. Pipstars. Wait, why? Wait, what? Oh, that's right. The Pipstars were on offense to start with. That's right. That's right. Well, anyway, you had a sprite for the player, a sprite for the second player, and you had what was called the bullet sprite. It was basically 1 dot, 1 pixel. And so in Pitfall, you have this vine that Pitfall Harry can swing across. And the way they coded that, so you have this animated vine, but you only have the bullet sprite really to work with, because you used up 1 for Pitfall Harry, you used up another one for whatever enemy was on the screen. As an aside, a fun fact, if you have 3 alligators, that was just 1 enemy, right? But anyway, so all I have left is the bullet sprite. It's just this little dot. What do I do with that? How do I make a vine out of that? So what they did, or what he did, was you take that bullet, and every scan line of the television, you draw that bullet in an offset space, right? So I'll draw the bullet maybe in the middle of the screen on this scan line, and on the next scan lines, by the way, if you are unfamiliar, in old televisions, and graphics still kind of work this way under the hood today, but your actual TVs don't, you would draw the screen line by line from top to bottom, left to right, top to bottom. And each one of those lines is a scan line, because the CRT, the gun, the electron gun would shoot the electron across the line. So it would scan. So anyway, you draw one of those bullets in the middle of the screen, and then on the next scan line, maybe you draw a little bit to the left. And then on the next scan line, maybe a little bit to the left, and then a little bit more. And then you have this little arced vine, right, on the screen. And then when you draw the next frame, maybe the bullet on the bottom shifts a little bit to the right. And then the next one shifts a little bit to the right. And so with this, you have 1 bullet, you have this 1 pixel, you draw a whole vine that's swinging frame after frame. I thought that was genius. Absolutely genius. Turn 9 here for the Gunner Gitz. They're going to be on offense to start the second half here. They did score on defense. They've lost their loony, but they picked up their fanatic. Gonna get smart. Also, a secret weapon. Strength of 7. The way this fanatic's going to work. Well, we're going to have a prayer to Nuffle. What was the prayer to Nuffle? Nothing, because it was a draw. Boo! So the way this fanatic's going to work is he's going to choose an orthogonal direction to move. Up, left, right, or down. And then, let's say he chooses down. Then, randomly, he will move into one of these 3 spaces. anything that's there, friend or foe, standing or not, he will roll dice against and try to break their armor. But if he's massive strength of 7. Oh, and as I was about to say, what happened? So as I was about to say, if you can knock down the fanatic, oh, quad skull in a reroll. Oh, that's what happened. So what I was about to say is if you can knock down the fanatic, it's a guaranteed removal. Oh, man. The one block out of it. Oh, this game. So we're at 9v10, so 1-man player advantage for the Gunner Gitz. Anyway, BB Nut says some limit better. Silent Hill has the now iconic fog feature because they had to hide area loading, but once they had the fog, they used it to make the monsters scarier and harder to fight. Yes, indeed, they did. Ajax the Riot says, I was watching a video on how to develop for the NES, and it was pretty awesome. Yeah, NES is a lot of fun. I like, I know a bit about NES development. A game I worked on, we had demolished buildings, right? And so I tell my friends this story a lot. And so we needed textures for demolished buildings. So we used to have this this mall, and it was called Golden Ring Mall. And we had a Sega City in there, right? So it was an arcade, and it was really fun. But the mall got demolished. So when we were making the game, we just drove out to the remnants of the mall. It was like piles of bricks and stuff, and we took photographs, and those were the textures for the demolished buildings of the game. It was cool. Double skulls by Gatorade. He's not going to want to spend the die roll here. Yeah, because the loner doesn't want to risk losing one of those 2 rerolls. That will be a turnover. Turn 10 now for the Gunner Gitz. I miss that. I miss arcades in general, man. I really miss it. 3 die block by Morgan Thor. Gets a dodge push out of this. The Menace stays on his feet. But yeah, that story about Silent Hill, BB Nut, yeah, that's another really cool story. That's that artistry that I was talking about, right? Like, it's like, yeah, so our draw distance is limited, so to avoid pop-in, let's apply fog. But what if we just make that part of the game design, right? Isn't that just so cool? Two-die block gets get wrecked, gets a push here. Gonna get a win on the block. Retreating with the ball, gonna get that bread. Currently in possession of the ball on the 18-yard line, just inside the right wide zone. So the Goblins here are gonna pull back. They're in the lead right now. They don't actually want to go toe-to-toe with these frail Goblins, but they can certainly leverage their Trolls and Morgue to try to apply, or to try to more players from the pitch. Black Wolf 82 says, I'm lucky I'm a 45-minute drive away from the best pinball arcade in the USA. It wins every year. I hope you're referring to Galloping Ghost, because I love that place. Ajax the right ass, is that 3 dub skulls for Pips? I don't actually know. I got all like my brain got all frazzled with the bugs. I've been kind of loopy. Pipstars on turn 10. They're down. Oh, whoa, wait! They just announced a Silent Hill 1 remake. Really? The Silent Hill 2 remake was awesome. I loved it. It was a lot of fun. I adore Silent Hill. So I'm glad Resident Evil has had a resurgence. But I always loved the sort of the psychological horror of Silent Hill. Resident Evil, like, was jump scares, right? It was like, oh, there's a spider, or a dog jumps through a window, and that was cool and it was fun. But Silent Hill was, I don't know if I'm okay with existence anymore. Failed. Oh, come on. I'm not going to say it again. Come on. I'm not going to say it again. Yeah, that's right. 2 rushes. Get out of here. Turn 11 for the Goddard Gitz. It's called next in to visit yours. Oh, so Galloping Ghost is not in my area. Galloping Ghost is in Chicago. I don't live in Chicago. I'm on the East Coast of the U.S. No, that sounds awesome. I'm glad you have an active arcade. That sounds super rad. We've got a few around here, but so we have one. We have like a level up here, and they had at one point like 12 candy cabs, like sit down fighting game cabinets, and they had head-to-head cabinets and they had networked cabinets, and it was a lot of fun. They have slowly whittled them down. They're down to 1 cabinet. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. Good 3+ dodge from the left side. So shifting the goblins over to the right here. This is a way to keep their formation intact. This will allow them not only to move the ball forward, it allows them to keep their goblins safe as well. They can get these assists. They can control the pitch. And man, how? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, not as bad as I thought it was. 8 left on the pitch for the Pipstars. Is it only 1 skink? That is so scary. As a lizard coach, being down to 1 skink is absolutely terrifying. BBNS says I'm more of a Resident Evil fan, but my wife is a massive Silent Hill fan. So I like Resident Evil as well. I played Resident Evil 7 in VR, and it was maybe the most terrifying thing I've ever done in my entire life. And now I have the PlayStation VR 2, and a colleague of mine told me I need to play Resident Evil 8 in VR, and so I reluctantly agreed. So I guess I'm doing that. One dive block against Making Friends gets a push here. Yeah, Galloping Ghost is awesome. Galloping Ghost is super duper awesome. SP Beaver says you need to stream that. Do I? Do we want to watch me stare 20 minutes at a hallway because I'm too afraid to walk down it? Ajax Rise says, isn't there a scary game called Amnesia? Yes, there's a number of Amnesia games. I've played all of them. I love Amnesia. One of them, I think it was called A Machine for Pigs. That's more of like a walking simulator type game. I still love... Oh, no! Oh, no! The menace! Oh, God! The final skink! Cobblestar. Oh no! The final skink removed from the pitch. Everyone left for the Lizard team has an edge of 5+. Good luck picking up that ball. BB Nut says Silent Hill F looks great. Is it F, the new one? Yeah, it is F, and it looks great. It looks very much like Fatal Frame to me, which I also love. Ajax says I'm never doing that shit again. Amnesia, I loved Amnesia, man. SP Beaver says last tournament made me realize the hard way goblins are a real team when played well. Yeah, I would say that is true for most teams. There's only a handful of teams that I think are really just plain bad. There are certainly teams that are easier to succeed with than others. Like there's a real sort of tier list. BB says the best Resident Evil game for years. I said Resident Evil 1 remake, but I think Resident Evil 2 remake or 4 remake might have taken the spot. Yeah, the Resident Evil 1 remake was great for the time. I will say I don't really have a problem with tank controls, and I think tank controls were genius when Resident Evil originally came out. But the 1 remake on GameCube was really good. I played it a couple times, and the remakes of 2, 3, and 4 are unbelievably good. Like, man, they did such a good job with those. That's my buddy forced me to play Amnesia and Pitch Black Darkness never again. I think there are 3 Amnesia games if I remember correctly. Maybe 4. 3-die blocker gets gotta get a shot. Pal by Gatorade the Croc. 7+ breaks armor. Get him! There it is! That's a removed goblin. What is he down to? 5? 3, 4, 5, 6. No, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So a 2-man player advantage for the Goblin team right now. 9v7. Yeah, so 4 came out. I didn't really like it so much. I was like, why is this an action game? But then I played it much, much later, and I was like, okay, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. And then, of course, the remake is genius. Two-die blitz over in the right wide zone. Gets a dodge push against. Gonna get R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Repositions to take a mark on the ball carrier. Dead Fred still fighting to stop the score and perhaps recover this ball. Nerf Zero says, I'm excited for Final Fantasy Tactics Remake. Me too. I love Final Fantasy Tactics. Final Fantasy Tactics is brilliant. So Final Fantasy Tactics is like, it's like, what if we took Tactics Ogre, made it bigger, and made the story more, what's the word I want? More solemn? It's a very serious, kind of a sad, grand. It is a grand story. Yeah, I love Final Fantasy Tactics. And it's a tactics game, you know, where like facing matters and you have elevation and you've got cool summons and lots of different job types. It's so good. Yeah, Resident Evil 2 did make zombies scary again. Failed a really stupid roll here by the troll here in turn 13 for the Gunner Gitz. That's okay. They've got 2 of them. Get a push by the number 11 troll. They're going to shift this ball back to the left here. Take a mark on El Bandito. Remember, Edge 5+ means that it is a 5+ to go into this space. This one right here, which he doesn't want to be in. Oh, no, it's not because the troll's... Oh, no, he's really stupid. Any other space is a 6. He needs a nat 6. It's funny you don't realize how powerful dodge spam is until you play Amazons. BB Nut says, my hot take on Final Fantasy is Final Fantasy 9 is the best number of Final Fantasy. I hated 9 for a long time. That was another one I didn't like for a long time. I got it when it came out. I like it more now. It's not my favorite, but I like it more now. Elder Bruno says, welcome to the stream, by the way. Elder Bruno says, I just started a new playthrough of Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced on my GBASP. Is it the same as the PlayStation version? It is not. Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced is a different game. Same kind of style, but it's a different game. I was talking with a friend the other day about the story of Final Fantasy Tactics. It's just so... Man, it's so good. Like, there's a dynamic between these 2 friends. One's Oh boy, get him out of here. Get him out of here. Are we down to a one-man player advantage now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One-man player advantage now for the Goner Gitz. And now I'm marking the ball carrier once again. What was I saying? Oh yeah, like there's these two friends. One's like a noble and one's kind of poor, and they're kind of thrust into this war with heavy influence by the church, and just watching the two paths that the friends take. Oh God, it's so good. It's so good. Ajax the right says he still has more. It's even. Thanks for the like, BB Nut. I'll check it out after this. I love me some Final Fantasy. I do love me some Final Fantasy. I love me some Silent Hill. I played Silent Hill probably 7 times. Oh, Final Fantasy VIII's bad? I love Final Fantasy VIII. I think it's great. The only thing I don't like about 8 is how the enemies level up with you. I don't like that. Gunner gets in the lead here in turn 14. No rerolls left for this team. They've got the ball over on the left side of the pitch here. This is perhaps a hot take, but I think my favorite Final Fantasy is the Final Fantasy 13 trilogy. Don't crucify me. But I really like it. Yeah, 10-2, I really kind of ignored 10-2. I think 10-2 ruined the ending of Final Fantasy X. But the combat was great. Got to get that bread. It's going to move down the left wide zone to the opposing 10-yard line. So free and clear right now. So long as he can keep these lizards marked, they're probably not going to be able to get at this ball carrier. Mystic Quest is clearly the best. I will say Mystic Quest has maybe the best combat music. Any Secret of Mana, boys? Absolutely. I just played the latest Mana game, Visions of Mana, and it was awesome. Never finished Final Fantasy X, but played the hell out of a sports game. Yeah, Blitzball. Yep, I played it too. You hated the Blitzball stuff. I ended up getting, it really kind of broke the game. What was it? Jack Shot? Tidus's dad's like special move. You get it with that QTE. It was so strong. SB Beaver says, wait, wasn't Blitzball a Blood Bowl knockoff? That's Blitz Bowl. Grave mistake with the raid. Thank you very much for the raid. Welcome to the stream, Raiders. Thanks again, Grave mistake, for the raid. I appreciate it. You're catching the very end of our second game here this evening. Yeah, it was very, very strong. Final Fantasy X's ending is one of my favorite endings to anything ever. I love it. Failed boneheaded roll here for the Crocs. It's going to use the final team reroll. Going after the ball carrier. 3, die, blitz into a push. What? Oh, man. Really wanted that knockdown, but spent the final reroll. Dead Fred trying to stay alive in this ball game. 2-die block gets a pal against, gonna get healthy. Here's the armor break. Gets a stun. Turn 15. Penultimate turn for the Gunner Gitz. They're in the lead. Dead Fred has 2 turns to score. I don't know how he's gonna do it with no skinks and the ball in his own on his own side of the pitch. Never said I was a big fan of 12 too. It had like an MMO feel without the online. That's exactly what it was. Final Fantasy X is basically Final Fantasy 11. In fact, Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy 12. Final Fantasy 12 has fake other players in the game. You will find NPCs with like the name like JoJo 6969. You know what I mean? Like they will be in the game even though they are NPCs. It's crazy. Good removal by the troll here. Just killing these Liz. Oh no, that's a dead El Bandito. That's a dead. Oh no, it's not a. That's Edge. He's fine. You can play with a broken neck when you're a SARS. It's fine. He's gonna use the Oppo here. Why not? And you know what? Doesn't even have broken neck. No problem. Well done to the doctor. Next, who needs it? Yes, welcome Raiders. Thanks for coming in here. Sorry, it's the very, very end of the stream coming up here. 2 rushes to get near the end zone. All but putting this game away now. The gunner gets with the ball on the opposing 24-yard line. The Pipstars with just 2 turns left. No skinks remaining. Everybody on the pitch has an AV of 5+. Pipstars, what are they gonna do here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Rush blitz. I don't think he wants to stop the score. I think he just wants to maximize the dice he can roll here. Favorite Resident Evil character? Jill Valentine. I'm going to say Chris Redfield. Jill Valentine, Chris Redfield. I don't know if this counts. Lil Leon, Jill, and Hunk. Jill, Chris, and Tofu. No, I don't know if this counts or not, but oh, he got the armor break. He did go for it. Got the removal, so he's saying, you know what? I might not win this game, but you're not getting another touchdown. If I can I'll help it. Ada's a great pick. I don't know if this counts, but I think the girlfriend from Resident Evil 7 was a great character. Moves us stopping the TD helps for tie breaks. Makes sense. Indeed it does. Indeed it does. Minimizing that TD differential, or minimizing the amount of TDs you give away, certainly does help in the standings. The T-virus itself. What was the name of the Bravo team girl? She was in Resident Evil 0. Rebecca Chambers? Is that what it was? I don't like her. Moom says, put a SARS in scoring position. Why not? Do it! Let's go! You've got a chance! You can make this happen! Yeah, don't try to pick that up in front of Gatorade. Who do you think you are? This Crocs has the arm of a champion. Come on, Crocs. This Crocs is gonna toss it to Sir Crocs-a-Lot, who's gonna hand off to Trixie Ogo really, and she's gonna, let's say blitz her way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. Blitz her way in. Let's go. Let's go. You've got this. No problem. Yeah, that's right. Ajax has it right. The right strategy here is to just roll sixes. If you don't roll sixes, you made the wrong choice. Minute 9 left in the ball game. You can't rush! How many times do I have to tell you? They fail 900% of the time. Oh, we'll learn math one day. Oh, despite the bugs and the woes, that was a very well played game by both coaches. I appreciate their patience. I appreciate their sportsmanship. That was a lot of fun to watch, and just really indicative of how great the coaches are in this league. Let's take a look at the standings here before we leave. Wait, what division were we in? Division B, right? Yeah. CK Ford says, well, came in to watch a lizard fall on their face. And with that, the Goner Gitz are going to advance into 4th place here in Division B. They got their first win here in week number 1. We have plenty more games to go here in the Spike Magazine Trophy. 9 weeks of regulation before the cut to top 8. The final 2 teams of the competition will earn an invitation to the Invitational at the end of the season, our championship. Let's take a look at the schedule here before we leave, shall we? Coming up next, this Saturday, June 14th at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, that's UTC -4. We're going to have Philosopher's Song versus Purple People Eaters. That's Spire versus Sano or Sano? I think it's Sano. Lizards versus a team I don't remember. Let's see. Chaos. So it's going to be Lizards versus Chaos Chosen this Saturday, and that'll do it for week 1. After week 1, week 2 will begin to be scheduled. And when those games get scheduled, you'll be able to check out and get alerted to that schedule on our website at maml.club. That's MAML.club here, or on Twitch, or on our social media pages on Blue Sky, X, and Facebook. You can also watch previous games on our YouTube channel. In fact, if you'd like to hang out with us, you can come to our Discord channel. You can hang out. You can check out the schedule there as well. And if you'd like to play in our next open competition, we have 3 open competitions this season. The next one will be the Dungeon Bowl. It's quite a ways away. It'll be after the Spike Magazine Trophy. We've got at least 9 more weeks of the Spike Magazine Trophy. But if you wish to come play with us, come hang out on our Discord channel. Say, hey, I'd like to play. I'll put you on the list. When registration opens, I'll shoot you a DM and tell you how to register. It's very, very easy to do. But yeah, so I mean, look, we had 2 fantastic games tonight. It was a ton of fun. We saw lots of murder and mayhem. You want to play this game, play Blood Bowl. You can play Blood Bowl via Blood Bowl 3 on Steam, the Epic Game Store, and PlayStation and Xbox. And you can even play it in tabletop form at your friendly local game store until this Saturday, June 14th at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Take care, everybody. Thank you, everyone, very, very much for hanging out and watching this game with us. Thank the coaches for playing. Again, I had a great time. And we're going to have a lot more fun as the weeks progress. Take care and enjoy the rest of your Thursday evening.